In the beginning of your driving practical test you will be asked 1 show me and 1 tell me questions out of 19 show me tell me questions. If you get any one or both of them wrong it will count as one driving fault. Question 1. Open the bonnet, identify where you would check the engine oil level, and tell me how you would check that the engine has sufficient oil.
Identify the dipstick, pull it out and check the oil level against the minimum and maximum markings.
Question 2. Identify where you would check the engine coolant level, and tell me how you would check that the engine has the correct level.
Identify high and low level markings on coolant tank, check the coolant level against the minimum and maximum markings.
Question 3. Identify where the windscreen washer reservoir is, and tell me how you would check the windscreen washer level.
Identify reservoir, and explain how to check level. Reservoir level should be topped up.
Question 4. Open the bonnet, identify where the brake fluid reservoir is, and tell me how you would check that you have a safe level of hydraulic brake fluid.
Identify reservoir, check level against maximum and minimum markings on the side.
Question 5. Tell me how you would check that the brake lights are working on this car.
Operate brake pedal, make use of reflections in windows, garage doors, etc., or ask someone to help.
Question 6. Tell me how you would check that the brakes are working before starting a journey.
Brakes should not feel spongy or slack. Brakes should be tested as you set off.
Question 7. Tell me where you would find the information for the recommended tire pressures for this car, and how tire pressures should be checked.
Find the information for the recommended tire pressures for this car in manufacturer's guide. Tire pressures should be checked by a reliable pressure gauge. Check and adjust pressures when tires are cold.
Question 8. Tell me how you would check the tires to ensure that they have sufficient tread depth and that their general condition is safe to use on the road.
There should be no cuts and bulges on the tire. And threads should be at least 1.6 mm of depth across the central 3/4 of the breadth of the tire and around the entire outer circumference.
Question 9. Tell me how would you make sure head restraint is correctly adjusted so it provides the protection in the event of a crash.
The head restraint should be adjusted so the rigid part of the head restraint is at least as high as the eye or top of the ears and as close to the back of the head as is comfortable.
Question 10. Tell me how would you know if there was a problem with your ABS anti-lock braking system.
Warning light on the dashboard should illuminate if there is a fault with the ABS.
Question 11. Show me how you would check that the power-assisted steering is working before starting a journey.
Before starting a journey, check the steering by moving the steering left and right. The steering shouldn't feel stiff.
Question 12. Show me how you would check that the headlights and taillights are working.
Turn on ignition. Switch on headlights. And walk around vehicle.
Question 13. Show me how you would check that the direction indicators are working.
Applying the hazard warning switch. And walking around the vehicle to check functioning of all indicators.
Question 14. Show me how you would check that the horn is working.
Turn on ignition. Check is carried out by using the control.
Question 15. Show me how you would check the parking brake for excessive wear.
Demonstrate by applying parking brake, that when it is fully applied it secures itself and is not at the end of the working travel.
Question 16. Show me how would you clean the windscreen using the windscreen washer and wipers.
Turn on ignition. Operate control to wash and wipe windscreen.
Question 17. Show me how you would set the demister controls to clear the windows effectively. This should include both front and the back screens.
Turn on ignition. Set all relevant controls including fans, temperature, air direction, and heated screen to clear windscreen and windows. Engine does not have to be started for this demonstration.
Question 18. Show me how you would switch on your rear fog lights, and explain when you would use them. And how would you know they are on? No need to exit the car. Please don't start the engine.
Turn on ignition. Turn on headlights. Operate fog light switch. Check warning light is on. Explain when you would use fog lights. You must use fog lights when visibility is seriously reduced to 100 meters or less.
Question 19. Show me how you switch your headlights from dip to main beam and explain how you would know the main beam is on whilst inside the car.
Turn on ignition. Turn on headlights. Operate switch. Check main beam warning light on dashboard.